SYN, on your radio, on your TV and online at sym.org.au.
The composition of a de-encryption, it can formulate into an area of your time span. And each time span, once you share the nature, the remosity of time will actually demolate or demonstrate in building the relationship. When you build the relationship, the formulation of an exporting degree will also algorithm the nature in relation to the developer. Because each developer, once you SQL into the application form, you will sector into time sharing and to imprint the nature. When you imprint the nature, the reversity of time can also be needed into the compass, and each compass will not or try the composition of the element, because each element, once you know more, the artificial intelligence will work out the maximum of data sharing. It belongs to the needed. In time, maturely, the understanding of the algorithm, mathematically, the non-pronoun can be reversed into democracy. If it is reversed into democracy, each nature will actually correspond with its maturity and to deselect the reference number. Because in time, once we share the manuscript, we can also summation the aura of your each position. Because in relationship, once you build the compass, you will also north-south, southeast, the performance of your maturity, and to understand each algorithm. Once we understand each algorithm, nationality, the understanding of the development, we can also compass into its node of. If there is a node of, the artificial intelligence will AE into lampen, and each lampen it by you form. Good. In relation to its development, because the development will also compass into the design in relation to the developer. As each developer, once we SQL into the application form, we will unshare the draft tissue. In relation to the development, the needed will composite in itself into transmode. And each transmode, when we share the artificial intelligence, the imprint will design into the maturity and to also compound the manuscript. If there is an area of interest, the deselection of your performance will also can share the artificial way. If it's in the artificial way, once we compass the design, we will also manually deorder the fraction of your artificial intelligence. Because once it's needed, the composition of time sharing, we can also imprint the design in relation to building the developer. As each developer, once you share into the segmentation to contrive the element of the design, you will inflate the maturity. If there is a node of, the artificial intelligence can also share the formulation of each port even. If there is a compass in relation to the developer, the node of and node on belongs to the artificial intelligence. And each artificial intelligence, once we share the manuscript, we can also even out the ordering of the system to formulate into a formula and to share the formulation. If there is a rejection into a digi, and each digi is a formula of a perfume to share the sense of vibe and to vibrate into a serum. And each serum, based upon remedy, the antidote will not begin, maybe later, but the remedy will start. In relation to the remedy, the element of the design will antidote the A-fish 1 and 892, which will correct the contour. Once it corrects the contour, the artificial intelligence, i.e. lampen or Latin, will actually UTC the element of your texting. And each texting, when the UTC is an element of texting, it is the correspondence to your maturity and also to contrive the element of the design. In that way, once you SQL the application form, you will share the element of the information technology, because in return, nationally, the understanding of the algorithm will naturally mature its age based upon the assumption of your order. and each order you will can share the element of the design. In that way, once we SQL into the application form, you will also can try the element of the design. Once you SQL the application form, you will compass into the design and also can share the manuscript. If there is a compass, the manuscript can also can share the element of design. In that way, once we SQL into the application form, we can also can try the traction, and each traction is the element of the design in relation to the formula. And each formula, once we achieve the outcome, we will also can try the element of your information of technology. As each information of technology, the artificial intelligence will seizure into a application form and to deselect the reference number and to actually unborn the soft amount of tissue. And each tissue, once we share the network, we can correspond correctly in relation to building the relationship. And once we build the relationship, the sharing of the element, we will conquer the design. In that way, when we imprint the design, the needed is to decompress the exportation of a formula and to de-learn each digi. And in each digi, the artificial intelligence will also separate into a digi. When it does that, the correspondence of the markup language will degrade itself into each formula. When it degrades itself into each formula, the compass will actually northeast, southwest, north-northeast, south-southwest, coordinate 2958 53.6, coordinate 55.3 65.1, coordinate 21.6 61.5, coordinate 21.5 62.10. Good. In that return, the coordinate will actually satellite into the orbit. If there is an outer rim, in the relationship of the outer rim, the information technology will also control the artificial intelligence. Because in return, nationally, the understanding of segmentation is a formula to deselect the reference number and to control the element of the design. Once we impact the imprint, the design will also share into the nature. And each nature, when you try into the artificial intelligence, you will also work out the maximum number of unity and to can share the element of a trace.